Want to start with some breaking news right now. Phoenix police have just released a study on shootings involving its police department.
Last year, there were 44 police shootings, which was a huge spike from 2017. Here's a graphic to show you. And higher than the previous 4 years. Our John Genovese joining us live now with more on that 72-page report of findings just released. John, they covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, and guys, we just heard from Phoenix officials, a news conference wrapping up just a few minutes ago. On hand, Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego, Police Chief Jerry Williams, and the president of the National Police Foundation that conducted this $150,000 study. Now, as you guys mentioned, this was all sparked about midpoint last year after Phoenix saw a massive spike in police shootings, surpassing the previous 3 years in just the first 6 months. Now, in their report, the National Police Foundation making 9 recommendations. Those include documenting every time an officer points their gun at someone, continuing to improve officer training, conducting a staffing study. We heard the NPF president talking about how police staffing levels have remained relatively unchanged despite a massive growth in population, and better understanding the mental health issues, crisis response, and treatment needs of the community. And that's something we heard several times from these officials. Other takeaways from the study, it found both officers and the community, the members who were interviewed, said there needs to be additional resources when it comes to dealing with mental health on the streets. There was a perception among officers that the training they were receiving wasn't adequate enough to deal with some of these real-life scenarios. The study also found in nearly 40% of these police shootings, a single officer was responding. That a huge jump over the year prior. Take a listen, I should say, as Police Chief Jerry Williams discussed that aspect of mental health.
As the chief, I am concerned about some of the calls that we respond to. There are numerous instances when we're called upon to engage with people dealing with mental health issues. And although each of us are trained to some degree, and there are 2 dedicated crisis intervention team squads, it still remains very challenging. Nonetheless, we will continue to strive to do the best we can.
And the study and Mayor Gallego found that the state, in their words, doesn't have adequate resources to deal with some of these mental health issues. The mayor saying Phoenix is now taking it upon themselves to look at ways that they can supplement police officers on the streets, possibly by utilizing nonprofits or other organizations who can help officers dealing with these situations. The police chief saying last year alone they responded to over 4,000 suicide calls. Many times officers spending a lot of their time bringing people to behavioral health treatment centers. So obviously that a major focus of this report. A lot more to dig through still. And like I said, that news conference, guys, just wrapping up a few minutes ago, and we will have much more on this coming up throughout the day.
All right, John, as you mentioned, they did cover a lot of ground here, and you broke a lot of that down for us, so we appreciate it. Also, if you at home would like to take a look at that 72-page report here, we do have it available for you online at abc15.com. They did recommend 9 things to our police department, city officials. You can see those suggestions there.
John, thank you. Now to